Have you ever thought about how much it sucks to be a fat person in America? Let's look at all of the problems that a fat person faces. It's harder to get laid as a fat person. Why avoid the elephant in the room? And even if you're married, when you let yourself go, it's harder to get laid. You're also more likely to die in a car accident if you're fat. Really. And if you fall, you're more likely to break a bone. There's the social stigma. Whether that's fair or not is a separate question, but there's no question that the stigma happens. So it's harder to get a date, it's harder to get a job. Plus, all your normal clothes stop fitting, so you need to wear fat clothes. It gets more and more difficult to put on your shoes and socks in the morning. Then there are the many health problems that arise, especially diabetes and the increased risk of heart attacks and strokes. Who wants to die like that? Plus the many insufferable lectures from your doctor telling you to lose weight. There's the mortality rate. Your doctor will say, well, there's old people and fat people, but there's no old fat people. It's difficult to get in and out of the car, to climb stairs. Plus you can't do athletic things anymore. It becomes harder to run, to play basketball, to ski, to kayak. You get in the kayak and it sinks. That's no fun. And when you get heavy enough, you can no longer go rock climbing or zip lining or parachuting or dirt biking. All the fun stuff falls by the wayside. The fat person on the right has all of these problems. The thin person on the left has none of these problems. It doesn't take a genius to see the obvious. With all of these problems, we have to ask, are fat people insane? Why would anyone choose to be fat given all of these downsides? Here's something even more amazing. Just look at the numbers. 40% of Americans are obese. 40%! That's roughly 100 million people. 30% of Americans are overweight. All you have to do is go to a public place and sit on a bench and watch the people go by. There are millions and millions of fat people and they're everywhere. If fat people could somehow lose the weight, their lives would be significantly better in a dozen different ways. If we could find a way to help these hundreds of millions of Americans, it would be a huge win for the country. So what's really going on here? What causes hundreds of millions of Americans to be overweight and obese? How do we explain this huge number of fat people in America? Here are a few things to think about. First, food companies make more money when people buy more food, so they try to make their food as tasty and addictive as possible. Just go look up the science behind a nacho cheese tortilla chip. It's amazing how addictive food can be. Ditto for restaurants. If food loaded with sugar and fat tastes good, restaurants will serve it even if it has thousands of calories. And most people, honestly, have no idea how many calories they're actually eating. Americans face a tsunami of food advertising, and all of these ads say, eat more, eat more. Everywhere you go, you're reminded of food. You see stuff like this all the time in stores. For most people, cravings and feelings of hunger are uncomfortable, and the fact that you can find food everywhere makes these cravings easy to satisfy. The number of signals to trigger eating in America is nearly infinite. Eating feels good, at least in the moment, even if it's ruining your life. Sounds a little bit like heroin, doesn't it? At the office, there are birthday cakes in the break room, donuts, cookies. None of this helps you lose weight. We associate food with fun, both because of all the advertising and also because humans are often given food as a reward. All that stuff is happening in America all the time. If you're fat, you're not insane, you're trapped. You're trapped in an environment and a society that's pushing you to eat nearly every minute of every day of your life. It's no wonder that so many Americans are obese. What you need is a set of tools and a straightforward program that will help you gain control of your eating and of your life. That's what we're doing here at the MB Thin channel. Come join us and learn how to lose your obesity. Subscribe to this channel so you get the latest videos as they come out, and invite your friends so they can lose weight too. Thanks for watching today.